Today, I'm going to show you how to take these irons and how to hit good, crisp, solid iron shots. So let's dive right into it. The first tip that a lot of golfers get when they're not hitting good shots is to keep their head down. Now, this is one of the all-time, unfortunately, poor tips in golf. So why is that? Well, when we're hitting a golf shot, I've got a 7-iron right here, and anytime I'm working on my swing, I like to use my live view, especially here at the academy when I'm working with students, and I use my live view because it gives me instant feedback, and I've got my live view from the face-on position and my mobile device down here in front, and we'll talk more about that later. But typically, somebody tops the golf ball. Okay, they hit the top of it and the ball goes on the ground. The common suggestion is to keep their head down. So I see a lot of students come in and they say, Todd, I've been topping the golf ball and I've been told to keep my head down, and they're swinging like this. Okay, and it just looks stiff and rigid, and it looks painful to be quite honest. Now, when we're swinging a golf club, it's an athletic movement, and when your head is in a straight down position, it creates a lot of tension, and that's really the theme of what you're going to hear here from me today. Is we've got to release this tension. So the simple fact is that, watch this now from down the line. This is important. That when my head goes up and my head goes down, my head goes up and my head goes down, that does nothing to the golf club. The golf club didn't move at all. Okay, so I could stand here and I can hit a golf shot. Let me demonstrate. I'm going to hit a golf shot and I'm going to pull my head up. Okay, I'm going to pull it up early. So here we go, golf. Okay, I was almost looking at the ceiling, but I still hit the golf ball and I hit it relatively solid. Okay, now the opposite could be true also. I could keep my head down. Okay. I've seen a lot of golfers like this. If you watch a video of yourself, you see your chin down like this, right? I kept my head down, but I still topped the golf ball. So what should you be doing with your head movement? Well, the head should be up, it should be relaxed, okay, and it can actually move a little bit. So I got live view here, and I got the little box. I like to work with this box because it's a good reference point, okay? Talk a little bit about my setup. I got my lead hip a little forward. If you haven't seen any of our videos on setup, you should take a look at those because there's some really key things there when you're hitting your irons in terms of your setup. And if you haven't, hey, subscribe to the channel. Do me a favor, subscribe, leave a comment, ring the bell. We love hearing from you. We're putting out great content all the time, so put some stuff in there if you would, some comments. All right, so we're in there. Here we go. Okay, now the head should be up a little bit. You can see on live view, see, bad, got up a little bit. Now when I swing the club, especially as we get a little bit older, when the head pivots or moves a little bit away from the target, okay, see, that's okay, because that allows me to turn. That felt pretty good. It allows me to turn. When your head is down, okay, from face on, when your head is just down like this, it restricts movement and rotation. So that's tip number one that I want to tell you. Get your chin up, let your shoulders relax, and don't be afraid to let your head move a little bit from side to side. That's not going to cause you to top the golf ball. There's a variety of other things that can cause you to top it, but it's not your head. All right, next tip. Now at the end here, I'm going to share with you, especially for my golfers who are, I'm going to call them experienced. I don't like to call them old because I'm getting into that category myself. Experienced golfers. I'm going to show you a little movement pattern that you can do to kind of help with that. So the next one is lead arm. Okay, a lot of golfers are taught to keep their lead arm perfectly straight. Now, once again, if you're at home watching this, or you're on the driving range on your mobile device and you're watching this, okay, anytime you get something straight and locked, it creates a lot of tension. Okay, and you cannot create any speed when you got tension in your body. So if I'm set in here and I keep this lead arm perfectly straight, I see a lot of golfers like this. If this is looks like you know who I'm talking to. It's just locked down, okay, and it's just perfectly, I mean, it hurts even to do that. But the thing I want you to notice, got my live view right here. Here's what I love about live view, face on view, instant feedback. When my lead arm is locked, like that's about all I got for length of backswing. Okay, but if I let that arm relax a little bit, okay, boom, I let it fold a little bit. That's okay. It folds. I can get some length to my backswing. So what's the check point on this? Well, the check point is when your arms just fall. Okay, there's a nice little natural bend to my arms. They don't lock like that. I mean, they're not like this either, but they just have a natural bend. I don't know what that is. 10 degrees, 15 degrees, I don't know. Okay? So when I'm swinging the golf club, that's what I want to feel. I want that same little natural bend at the top. And it's soft and it's relaxed. Because when your arms are soft and relaxed, they can snap. Let me give you an example. Okay? I learned this drill from Mike Bender. He's a great coach out of Florida, world-class instructor. I saw him do this one time and I'm like, man, that is really good. So he talks a lot about arm speed. Okay? Great guy, great coach. And he just gets the arms. See, when your arms are relaxed, you can get some real speed. So I can hit a golf ball with no turn, but if my arms are soft and relaxed, okay, I can get some real speed there. So that's tip number 2 that you've probably been told that is just bad advice, is keep your lead arm perfectly straight or locked. So head, lead arm. Now, my favorite one, and then we'll talk about the little tip I'm going to give you. And like I said, hey, do me a favor, tell some people about US Golf TV, subscribe to the channel here, ring the bell. Also, hey, check us out at usgolftv.com. That's our website. We've got a ton of articles there. Matter of fact, sign up for our email list because we've got some really good stuff that we send out via email that we don't have available anywhere else. So the third one is restrict the hip turn. Keep the right knee flexed, restrict the hip turn. This drives me crazy, quite honest, okay? Golfers come in here and they say, hey Todd, I'm trying to hit the ball further, and I read this article or saw this video, doesn't matter, and I'm keeping my trail knee, my right knee for me locked and flexed, and I'm restricting my hip turn, but I'm trying to really turn my upper body. Now once again, that's creating a lot of tension, okay? And you can't get any length to your swing or any movement. And one of the easiest ways to hit solid iron shots is to have some movement, okay? So watch this from just down the line. You tell me. I'm going to do one where I restrict the hip turn, lock the right knee, okay? And you tell me what that looks like versus the next one. Here we go. I got that right knee locked. I can see it with my live view, face on there. I'm going to lock it down, okay? Quite honestly, it kind of hurt. I'm not going to lie. All right, my lower back right there. If your lower back hurts, this could be why. Now the next one, I'm not going to float all over the place, but I'm going to let the right knee release. I'm going to let the hips turn. I'm going to let my head float and move a little bit. I'm going to keep my arms soft and relaxed. Okay, and you tell me what that looks like. Okay, that felt way better. Even though I hit a little bit behind it, you could hear it. I hit a little bit behind it, didn't I? Chunked it just a little bit. Try it again. A little turn. Oh yeah, hips turn. I mean, that is much more natural and easier to do. So that's the third thing. You got to let that body move. You got to let those hips turn. Got to let your right knee release a little bit or your trail knee release a little bit. Don't be afraid to let the head float and keep your arms soft. Now, what can you do next time you head to the golf course? All right, you're thinking to yourself, all right, Todd, that makes sense. I buy into that a little bit. I'll give it a shot. What can you do when you head to the driving range? Well, here's what you're going to do. It's one of my favorite drills. Just came up with. I learned this one from a guy by the name of Jonathan Moore. Okay, this guy's first of all, he's a great player. And he's a strength and conditioning coach, former national champion. And he taught me this drill. And here's how it works. You take your setup, and what you're going to do is when you make a backswing, you swing the club back, okay, you take your trail foot, your right foot, and you just step back a little bit. Okay, let me do that again. So here I am. I'll do it without the club. Boom. Okay, a little step back. Okay, and when I do that, notice what happens. See how easy it is to pivot and turn? There it is. There's one. When I can feel my hips turning, there's two. I can feel my head naturally flowing. Here's three. And I can feel my arms soft. So what I would do is I do a 3-setter. That's what I do here at the academy with the student. I'll say, all right, Jim, let's do a little 3-setter, right foot step back. So he'll get in there, and here he goes. It's like, there's one, there's two, there's three, and he's feeling the hips rotate, he's feeling the arms soft. Then we'll just square up, and we'll hit a shot. Best one of the day, right there. So if you've been told to keep your head down, and you've been told to keep your lead arm straight, and you've been told to restrict your hip turn, that's probably why you're not hitting good quality iron shots. Next time you head to the golf course, use these tips, and I guarantee you, you'll start seeing more solid irons.